Hey everyone, it's me, Egg, and I've been holding the world record in Hyperzoom for a while, and I've also recently reached 400 seconds, so I've decided to make this video kind of going through my current PB replay to kind of explain everything what's going on, to maybe give less experienced players some pointers, and to kind of explain what happens at the higher level gameplay. So let's get started with it. At the start of a run, the first respawns are predetermined, so you can do everything very textbook. On the first spawner, right after I spawn, I move back, then perform a jump and bunny hop fake forwards, and then perform a dash. As you can see, doing this clusters the daggers together. And if you shotgun right after, you can instantly kill the first spawner. This technique also applies to other spawners, where you can stream and dash towards them and then shotgun to kill them quicker. But it's especially useful on the first spawner, as it essentially guarantees an instant kill. Right after that, I perform a double dagger jump to align for the snakes, and instantly kill them as they spawn. You can see that they spawn, I stomp, and they instantly die. When I'm stomping, I'm holding right mouse button to instantly absorb their gems as rails, so I have 3 rails ready. Then I aim at the scuttlers to ricochet all 3 rails, then bounce off of them. As you can see, I also jumped out of the slide, because if you're airborne even slightly, then you won't die by getting squashed to scuttlers. It's really important to know. Then right after killing the scuttlers, I move towards the spider, still holding right click to prepare all the rails, and slide under, and aim downwards, and release the rails as I cross under it. This trick of killing a spider instantly with 3 rails is really useful. I hold right click right after that to easily ricochet 3 rails into a spawner, as this way of killing it guarantees that you keep the gem alive. And big gems are the best resource available in the game, so it's really important to not insta-kill spawners by railing their big gem, as you lose a lot of utility that way. Anyway, right after that I perform a gem dash by dropping a gem in front of me mid-dash, as it allows me to dash into a scalar pack without having to stun them. As you can see, I can kill them nice and quick. Then after that, I move towards another spider to kill it quick. Then right after killing it, I rotate around and kill the snakes. You can see that I'm not railing the snakes right away, because they're at a weird angle, but I get close to them and then rail them, because getting a triple ricochet on the snakes is really easy when they're facing right towards you. Then I prepare for another ricochet on the spawner, and basically keep the rally going for as long as possible, because at the start of a run, the spawns aren't super quick, so you can usually get away by playing the exact same way most of the time. Well, not even most of the time. At this level you can essentially do everything up to the silver power-up the same, and it's really important for basically any player to learn how to do early game, as it's the easiest way to get good score at the start of a run. This is roughly where silver will spawn. As you can see, again, I went for the spider and then killed the spawner right after. The strategy is to kill spawners as soon as possible, because if they don't spawn skulls, then there will be less clutter on the arena. And if you kill a spawner before it gushes out any skulls, then you still get the time for the horned skull that wasn't spawned. So you actually don't lose anything, if much, if you kill spawners quick. In fact, it's a lot of utility when you don't have to deal with skulls, as they take up a lot of time to kill. Then right after that I triple rail scuttlers after having squashed another snake trio. And then squash all of them. Then quickly I used the upwards momentum I had to dagger jump and then dash into a spawner to kill it instantly. But here I unfortunately missed the other spawner. I wanted to chain gem dashes off of both of them, but I fortunately quickly recovered by dagger jumping up around the skulls and into the power-up. Another important strategy to know is that you usually want to kill snakes before they get to the power-up, because they can get really out of hand, and you can actually use the power-up as bait to kind of make the snake's movements more predictable. Here I grab the power-up as rails, but unfortunately I missed the skull free. The reason I wanted to shoot the skull free is because if you shoot a skull free with rails, it will create a stun explosion, which will stun everything in a large radius depending on how many rails you killed it with. But I managed to dodge the skull anyway, and then I quickly grabbed the gem to rail chain snakes, because snake heads drop one gem after they die. This means you can press right click right after releasing a rail to instantly absorb their gem as a rail to kind of chain lasers one after another, and it's a really good technique to know. Here I use a spider bomb to insta-kill one, then I prepare to rail the spawner. Here I actually got kind of lucky because the spider suspended the small gems as I was about to absorb them, and I had exactly 3 gems left. But we take this. Here there's still 3 gems up, and it's another good thing to know. You don't have to pluck gems from the air, because spiders will instantly stop sucking in gems when they start ducking. So you can just slide under them while holding right click, and then you can release after you get the 3 gems as rails. I instantly use the 3 gems that drop from the spawner to stun the scuttlers, and then I quickly dash towards them to kill them. Another good thing to note is that I was holding left mouse button to keep on firing, and it's not just to keep the scuttlers stunned as extra safety measure, but it's also because when you're shooting you aren't attracting gems, so I'm actually leaving those 3 gems on board to prepare for the next play. Here I go for the Centipede scrape. The strategy is to get under the Centipede as it raises its head, and then slowly move forward and pull your aim back. You actually want to pull your aim back slowly but surely, because each segment takes a few daggers to kill. So if you just move very loudly, then chances are you will either not damage segments or just leave them partially damaged. After I kill the Centipede, the next wave of spawns starts. So I get the 3 gems, and then I throw the Centipede head somewhere else just as a safety measure so I don't destroy it on accident. My strategy here is to kill the spider first, if possible. And then after the spider, I go for the spawner right after. Because spawners and spiders are one of the high priority targets in this game. I kind of delay my shot because I was scared the lock-on ricochet would target the scuttlers. And this is another good thing to know. If you shoot a gem right below you, it will shatter instantly. And if you press right mouse button right after shattering a gem, then you can transform the 3 gems into rails instantly. We dubbed it gem tech, and it's really useful as it's the fastest way to get 3 rails if there's nothing on board, and that's another reason why big gems are super useful. I quickly take care of the snake and the spawner, and here I'm going for a gem dash play again to kill the scuttlers. First 1 pack without having to stun it. And I'm always keeping right mouse button while I'm gem dashing to instantly get the gems off of scuttlers as rails. I killed 3 scuttlers, so I have 3 rails, and I use those 3 rails to ricochet and stun the next scuttler pack. Here I bunny hop towards one and quickly chained dashes between them to kill them efficiently. And then right after that I go for the spider. The reason I want to kill spiders quick is because you can't really collect efficiently while spiders are up, and rails are really useful to have at all times. After the spider I kill the spawner, and this is where the gold power-up spawns. And we essentially stated that endgame starts when the gold spawns, so we're entering the last stretch of the run. I actually abuse the fact that the power-up is spawning to predict the snake's movement and to easily squash them. And I squash them while holding right mouse button, so I instantly have 3 rays ready. And I instantly ricochet it into their scuttler pack to, again, stun them. As you can see, using lock-on ricochets makes it really easy to stun the entire trio. And the strategy is to actually stun the trio and then deal with it right after. So if you can't deal with a trio, then don't shoot it. That's the strategy. Here I use the extra hate to dagger jump, and I grab the gold power-up. Here I turn around to rail the Centipede head, because if you rail a Centipede head, then it creates something we call a storm rail. The storm rail will very quickly damage everything on the arena for a long period, and it's actually one of the most powerful moves in the game, and it also looks really cool. You can definitely get 400 without it, but with my current strategy I always use a Storm Rail, because it's what I'm comfortable with. I stomp, so I stun the snakes, and with a precise shotgun shot you can take out the entire stunned trio in one shot, so that's what I did just there. And then with the stomp I also stunned the remaining 2 scuttlers, so I quickly chain dashes between them, making use of the power-up slow motion to perform actions really quickly. Then after that I grab the spider bomb to kill the spider, and then right after I kill the spider I quickly press right mouse button again to collect all the gems on board, because there are no other spiders alive. As you can see, I'm getting a lot of rails very quickly because I've killed a lot of stuff in quick succession in the play before. And now I can unleash a massive homing burst. Comboing homing with Storm Ray will kill everything on the arena very quickly. You can see that a lot of stuff is dying on its own, and also all the scholars that are alive are getting stunned. And this is essentially my go-to strategy, to unleash homing right after a gold power-up. I mean, right after a gold Storm Rail to really deal damage to everything in the arena. I deal with the scuttlers, and then stomp right after to deal with the remaining snakes, so there's no flailing tails around on the arena. But I unfortunately didn't kill the snake. It should soon die to the Storm Rail anyway. I go for the spawner right after, mostly as a means of getting a big gem early, but since there's spiders on the arena I can't really get a big collect, so I use gem tech to get the 3 rails as quick as possible. Here I'm quickly looking for an opening, but unfortunately I don't see anything interesting. I see the snakes though, so I try to shoot them, but I release way too late. So I grab the bomb and lob it towards the snakes. A bomb will instantly kill a snake trio if you shoot them in the head, so that's really important to know. I grab the rails right after to chain rails to kill a spider quick that's right in front of me. You can see that chaining rails is actually a really powerful move to deal with single enemy groups quick. I use the bombs that were made by that spider to quickly kill another one. And then in that period I'm going for another spider again. So here I'm bombing the spider again. Important to note, I tried to move around the bomb, because if you collide with a bomb it will explode on the ground, and it's not really something you can do. I mean, not something you want. Here I wait for the spider to spawn because I'm in a perfect position to insta-kill it. And now there are no spiders on board, because I am aware of the spawn times, and I know I've cleared all spiders. The nearest target I see is the spawner, so I use triple race to kill it instantly. I grab the big gem, and since I see no real obvious play here, I just go for a triple rail. I aim towards the scuttlers to kill them, to stun them. I jump off of one, because one scuttler was hit with 2 ricocheted rails, so it actually died instantly. Then I kill this scuttler, and this was enough to make the boss spawn. Now when the boss spawns, you usually want to generate as much distance as possible, but as you get better at the game you want to actually stay close to the boss. It's because when the boss is closer you can damage it much more efficiently, even if this makes the fight much harder. So I quickly rail in the middle before the boss emerges, and then I quickly chain more rails one after another, while holding backwards so I keep the distance. Then I dash back right after the 5th rail, and then damage the last 2. And that is the run. And thank you everyone for watching. If you have any questions, you can always ask me in the comments.